My name is Ernie Diaz. I'm with RAVAmerica, and I'm here to introduce you to RAVA's GTB16EVO commercial truck tire changer. All movements are hydraulically controlled from a convenient ergonomically positioned console. This machine comes equipped with an upper and a lower mount and demount hydraulic rollers. It also comes with a bead saver arm. This bead saver arm will allow you to mount and demount tires. This machine requires 220 volts, 3-phase power to function, has a lifting capacity of 2,645 pounds. It can handle wheels up to 27 inches in diameter, tires up to 52 inches in diameter, and 21 inches of width. Now we will show you operations on the GTB16EVO by demonstrating you how to dismount and mount a super single. Once you have your tire and wheel in position, push the assembly back towards the jaws. Make sure your jaws are up. You want to make sure that your jaws are in the center of the hub, where you will allow the wheel to touch the back of the jaws. As you push up on it, the weight of the assembly will bring everything back and it will fall into place with the full contact onto the jaw assembly. From there, the only thing you have to do, open your jaws and then raise the assembly all the way up. We always work all the way up. The next step is bringing our upper roller into position to break the bead of the tire, the front bead, and lube the tire. Now we're going to push the front bead of the tire in, and we're going to lube the tire and the wheel assembly. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the arm and move it out of the way. Now we're going to move our lower arm towards the tire. Now I'm going to adjust the diameter of the wheel with this manual hand crank here. You want to have the roller just on the outside edge of the wheel. Push the bit of the tire in and lube my tire and wheel assembly. Once the tire is lubed, just move the roller back off of it just enough for the tire to relax back onto the wheel. Right, now what we're going to do is bring our bead saver arm, get it in position, we get our tire bar, and bring the bead of the tire out on top of the tool. Once the bead of the tire is over onto the tool, make sure that you keep pressure on the bar and rotate clockwise. To remove the arm out of the way, just push on the top of the tire, free it up, and lift it into place. The next step is going to be to remove the rear bead of the tire off of the wheel. We're going to push a roller. Make sure that we keep the bead of the tire in the drop center of the wheel. Just by pulling at the bottom of the tire, that'll help us. All we want to see is the roller between the bead of the tire and the wheel. From here, all we have to do is rotate the tire counterclockwise and gravity will do the rest. Sometimes you have to put a little bit of pressure on the back to start traction and it'll fall right off. Once the tire is demounted, remove the tire out of the way, retract the rear arm, lower my jaw assembly, and we're ready to install the next tire. The first step is going to be to lube the bead of the tire. Make sure that we lube rear and front bead. Now that we're lubed up, I'm going to move my tire in front of the wheel, place the top of the tire on top of the wheel, lift up a little bit, In certain wheel and tire combinations, you can just push at the bottom and it'll fall right in to place. Bring your assembly all the way up. In this particular assembly, we're going to use our bead keeper clamp. This installs right onto the wheel, right here at 6 o'clock. Make sure that when you put it on here, it's tight. Rotate your wheel to where your clamp is a little bit, past 12 o'clock. Bring that bead saver arm back into place. Now once we have the bead saver into place, we're going to rotate counterclockwise. This is going to be keeping the bit of the tire in place. You see this particular tire, because it's so wide, it automatically goes into a different part of the tool that's going to allow the bit of the tire to be inside the drop center of the wheel. Once the tire is back onto the wheel, we're simply going to remove the bead keeper and remove the bead saver arm out of the way. Now that our tire is back onto the wheel, bring the assembly down, loosen your jaws, and you're ready to install the next tire. Next tire we want to demonstrate is how to demount and mount a 19.5 16-ply tire. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring my tire and wheel back towards my jaw assembly. Get my jaw assembly into place. All 4 contacts are right against the hub of the wheel. Lock it in place. Bring it up to working position. I get my front roller and push the bit in so that way I can lube the front. Now remove my front roller out of the way. I'm going to adjust the diameter, size of the wheel. It's very good tension on there, just like that. And I'm going to lube the rear bead of this tire. Once the lube is done, I'm just going to move the arm just a little bit off the way. Now I'm going to bring my bead saver arm into position. Grab my tool, bring the bit of the tire over tool, hold it in place, and rotate. Now I'm going to just push on the top of the tire again, getting this out of the way, and I'm going to push with the back roller, helping out the tire to stay in the drop center of the wheel. And once I see the roller between the tire and the wheel, I'm just going to rotate counterclockwise. Now I'm going to move my rear roller out of the way. Bring my assembly down. Lube my tire. Make sure that we lube both beads of this tire. This is one of the hardest tires there is to mount. Then I'm going to bring my tire, push it right onto the wheel. You can feel when it kind of sucks into the wheel, and from there, just bring my assembly up. I want to make sure that my tire is positioned into the wheel pretty good. From here, I want to help mounting the first bit of the tire with my roller. I'm going to position the wheel to where I can push into it with the roller, and it keeps the tire in place. I'm gonna put pressure with the front roller, and I'm gonna start rotating, and you'll see how the roller pushes that bit right in. So I'm gonna use the back of my tire tool as a bead keeper, putting pressure against the wheel, and I'm gonna rotate counterclockwise. And this is gonna keep the bit of the tire in place. And all I have to do, rotate. From there, I will remove my arm. If you cannot remove the bead saber because it's caught into place and the tire doesn't allow you to remove it, all you gotta do is bring the assembly down and it'll pop it out for you. Bring your tire all the way down to the ground. Remove it off your jaws, and you're ready for the next tire.